Kaiser. When Kaiser was a pup, I had to teach him some things about what it meant to live in this house. See, as the leader of this house, I have dominion over this house and whatever's in it. So I have authority over him being under me in this house. But I had to teach him that. He came here and I had to work with him to teach him his place in this house and to teach him what the laws are in this house. And without those laws, he would just come in and if he didn't have a leadership role, somebody to take that dominion and authority, he would take it for himself and he would walk around and do whatever he wanted to do here and behave the way he wanted to behave. But with consistent application of those laws and firmness in applying them, he grew and he learned what his place is here and how he should act. See, I have authority over him in my house. And in the same way, I have authority over him. Jesus has authority over the devil, over the enemy. You see, Jesus, when he died on the cross and went to hell, for 3 days he battled against Satan and all of his forces. And he defeated them in open combat while he was in hell. And when he rose again, he rose and he carried with him the keys of death and the keys of hell. See, he triumphed over the enemy. He took the authority back that Adam gave to the enemy. See, back when Jesus was alive, before his crucifixion, he told his disciples, I give you authority over all powers of the enemy. That was in Luke 10:19. And then after Jesus died on the cross and came back, he appeared to his disciples again before he ascended to heaven, and he told them, he said, all authority in heaven and earth has been given to me. So you go, you guys, you my disciples, go and take that authority. You use it. I delegate it to you to use my name over all forces of the enemy. And so he gave that to us. We are those disciples, the ones he spoke of in Luke, and we are those disciples he spoke to in Matthew. You see, some people say that those things died with the people of Jesus' time, that those disciples had those abilities, but we don't. But if we believe the Bible and we believe his word, we take his word as the truth. So let's go back to another part of his word to see what the truth is. So if we look at John chapter 14, verses 12 to 14, we see where Jesus says that those who believe in me, the works that I do, they shall do also, but they shall do greater works than these. But just Jesus' word alone by itself is good. And he tells us, those who believe, that's us, we believe. So those same things apply to us. But Jesus even went a step further and put extra emphasis on those verses, because the first two words, depending on what translation you look at, he says, verily, verily, truly, truly, most assuredly, those who believe in me will do these works. Now, if Jesus took the time to put extra emphasis on something above and beyond his word, don't you think that's something that's very essential, that he really wants us to take hold of? I know that it is. See, let's go back to my dog. You see, sometimes he goes, and I walk into a room and he's sitting either on a chair or laying on the bed where he's not allowed to be. And I'll walk in and I'll have to remind him of the authority that I have over him, and he's overstepped his bounds, overstepped his level of authority. See, he's broken the laws that I have in place. And sometimes he looks at me like, I don't know if he thinks that I don't care anymore, or maybe the laws don't apply anymore, maybe I changed the laws. But he looks at me like he belongs there. And so I look at him and I reinforce the authority that I have over him and tell him, get down off that bed, get out of that chair. I have to remind him. In the same way, the enemy creeps back into our lives when we're not expecting it. You know, we may take authority over him for a period of time and get him out of our lives for a season, but then, you know, he'll slowly creep himself back in and make us feel like, you know, he's thinking he belongs there, and then he creeps in, we don't even notice it, when we feel like, oh, this is just something we have to deal with. No, the same way I have to take authority over my dog and remind him who's in charge, the same way we take authority over the enemy through the authority that Jesus delegated to us, which is backed up by the power of God. So let us take that authority that's delegated to us. Let us walk using the name of Jesus, and let us rule and reign in this life on earth.